Good morning and welcome. It's officially the last Tuesday for the month of January 2024, and I know most will say that, hey, but it wasn't, that's kind of a very short month, but hey, we're at the end of it finally. Thank you.
Yeah, it's almost like January had 50 days, but not exactly, right? Because I feel like it was like a whiff. It just went by like a whiff.
You know people that money is talking. In any case, the good news is that we are here to help you guys wind up January and also to prep you guys for the next month, which is February. And I hear, well, it's a leap year.
Yes, it is a leap year.
So that means it's going to be a...
Yeah,
one extra day.
29 days.
Yeah.
Good morning once again and welcome to the #1 feel-good family entertainment breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
Yes,
before we started the show, Mike Zino was telling me how he slept like a baby.
I had 3 hours of sleep.
Can you feel his baby skin?
Thank you very much. I had 3 hours of sleep, but I slept so well. It's so refreshing. I feel so good. I don't know how that happened.
I'm envying you right now. I envy you because I did not.
Okay.
I was struggling for most of the night. I couldn't sleep well. And I don't know why I couldn't just sleep well. Thank you for being such a gentleman.
You all know it's a heavy dose of non-stop high-octane activities here, fully packed television experience every single moment for the next 2 hours. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yes, and talking to you, of course, is always a pleasure. We do this every single day. You're like the adrenaline rush.
Exactly.
Even when we haven't had a good night's sleep.
My name is Mazino Appeal.
And I am Emil Kocha. Remember, guys, that you can use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria and TVC across all our socials, guys. We need you to please send us comments. All this behind the scenes that we are shooting. Yeah. Guys, support us.
But it's good. We like to see those comments. We enjoy reading them, knowing that you guys enjoy what we put out there. Remember, you guys can also see the show live, absolutely live on YouTube right now across the entire world. And we're also live on X. And please also download our app, which you can also use to see us live. It's available on Google Play Store and on iOS.
Yes, guys. You can also watch us on GOTV channel 16 and on UHF channel 49. I said earlier on, follow us on X, Facebook, Instagram, guys. And we're also on Threads at TVC Entertainment _ guys. And you could also follow us on Instagram, Wake Up Nigeria TVCE.
Yeah, that's our little
Wake Up Nigeria TVC. If you want to see all the shenanigans that happens right here before the show and after the show and during the show, guys.
Absolutely. Hey, also, please remember to make sure that you are subscribed to us on YouTube at TVC Connect. And also, you must click on that notification bell so you get all the content when it comes your way. Ready-made and tailored just for you. Now, let's tell them what's happening for a Tuesday edition, Emma.
Yeah, for important health checks women need to do annually. I feel like I'm on this... on this table, right? Dr. Monisolat Adanijo, the co-founder of Naveen Healthcare, will join us with her, to share her medical experience that has spanned over 24 years. And we will be talking about something very interesting. We'll be talking about running tests. When was the last time you did a health check as a woman? Even everyone. When was the last time you did a health check?
It tastes small.
I need to do these regular checks,
On parenting, we will be talking about building your child's emotional quotient, and to help with that is Omolayo Oyawe, the CEO of Light Hearts Consulting and the Cradle Schools. She is a certified psychological counselor, and she stages, she helps with children's development. She's also an applied behavior analyst technician, by the way. Welcome to Tuesday edition. Grand to be with you. Thank you very much for joining us, everybody. It's a happy Tuesday for me, at least.
I was wondering if you were thanking me for joining the show.
I'm thanking everybody else for joining us. It's your job. You get paid. It's almost the end of January.
Exactly.
You feel like no come. It's fantastic stuff. Let's talk about something very interesting that happened during the week.
A lot of interesting things actually happened over the weekend.
There's one I wanted to mention. I don't know whether you saw the one about the lady who the jam instance.
Oh,
you want to tell the story?
Yeah. So this particular lady took her daughter to the CBC Center to register her for her jam. And, you fill a form. So she dropped her details. And instead of, dropping her daughter's phone number, she dropped her own phone number. And guess what? The guy who registered them at the CBT center, started sending her messages, assuming that it was her daughter that he was sending those messages to.
Apparently, I'm getting the information that it was actually the father. It was the father's number that was put there. Imagine what
yeah, so imagine, but she telling the story didn't say that it was, the father. It was eventually that she mentioned that. But then, and so imagine, so the lady, first off, when he, sent her a message, she got okay. She got into the chats because she was sort of spooked. Curious that, okay, who's this person? Why is this guy sending me? And then conversation went on, and she's like,
Where'd you get this number from?
Exactly. And specifically, how he was 22. The little girl is 15.
That's criminal.
Do you understand? Like, she's a minor.
Yeah. And
you're an adult. Yes, you are a growing adult, but it doesn't give you the right to reach out to a minor in that regard. Plus, she didn't... Her details were supposed to be private.
Yeah. So it brings some question security, especially when it has regards to children and people. I mean, the public. This is something that you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
To leave the number there anyway. So you can imagine how insecure that system is.
Exactly.
Now, this 22-year-old, first of all, I don't know how he got that job.
Well, she got him arrested, actually.
Well, he better get arrested.
Yeah.
Because I'm a father. And I can imagine if I get that kind of communication between anybody and my daughter, how that's going to drive me crazy. But these stories are rampant.
Yeah.
All over the place. I wish I could stay and tell you my experience working at the Customer Service Center for Telecommunications, where I used to work many, many years ago, by the way. And it is a situation that they always try to curb because these things will happen. So there's certain things that are put in place to try and make sure that
those... Yeah.
Anyway, tell you what we're going to do. Maybe we'll revisit that and talk about it after. But let's do the weather so we can get the show on the road for a Tuesday here on Wake Up Nigeria. And you're welcome. Let's do the news for a Tuesday. My name is Mazino Appeal. Now, the Supreme Court yesterday reserved judgment in the appeal by the All Progressives Congress, its governorship candidate, Aisha Bahiru, popularly called Banani, against the governor of Adamawa State, Amadu Fintiri. The five-member panel led by John Okoro adjourned the matter for judgment after listening to the arguments of the parties involved in the matter. The main contention of Aisha Banani through her counsel, Aki Olujimi, at yesterday's proceeding is that the controversial declaration by the resident electoral commissioner, Hudu Ari, was lawful. Monday's decision came months after the Court of Appeal affirmed the victory of Mr. Fintiri of the People's Democratic Party as governor of Adamawa State and dismissed Aisha Banani's appeal as lacking in merit. That judgment aligned with the verdict of the tribunal on October 28th, which dismissed Mrs. Banani's petition for failing to prove her allegations of overvoting by tendering documents to prove her case. And Lagos State Environmental Protection Agency has given an air quality index, which shows that Ojo local government is hazardous. Ikorodu, Shomolu, Ketu, and environs are very unhealthy. They have called on residents to take note and always use the face mask. They advise parents, caregivers, and also childminders to be more protective and proactive as regards the health of young kids and adults alike. The agency has also charged residents to take precautions as prevention, they say, is cheaper than cure. And that's as much as we can take to start with for Wake Up Nigeria. Do stay tuned. We've got more coming your way. We'll be back.
No, not this night. The night before, yes. It was power.
Sorry. But it's a funny thing. We were talking about that this morning.
The rechargeable fan, I got a new battery. The thing was still doing anyhow.
Did you buy the new one?
So the thing just went, no, not the new one. It replaced, but you know when this is rolling and you come in and not.
I was
But it was
telling
power.
him,
It was because of
hot
power.
I was telling him,
At one point, I had to
How?
get into the car. You know,
no.
it was that.
Are you
And then bring down the body temperature.
And then go back. You
and
should
then
just
go
take a
back.
bath.
It happened.
Take a bath.
Oh my, like 2 times, man.
Wow.
Not,
We have to talk about this
and
power
you know what
instance.
happened? It was the hammer attack the day before. It was intense.
Yeah.
And then next day, it's just like
just
the
out.
air so still.
Yeah.
So
Still
it's just still. It's not man about
Sorry about that, man. But I had only 3 hours, and I had a good 3 hours sleep. I don't know
good
how
3
that
hours.
happened. But listen, let's talk about something very interesting from over. What was your? Let's talk about what happened over the weekend, especially on Sunday, to be precise, where actor, or should we say pastor, Yul Edochie, self-proclaimed, had his first session, his first church session online, and it got people wondering. It didn't get people wondering, it got me wondering, what's going on with people or self-proclaimed preachers these days? It just seems like anybody can just pick up ring light and a phone and then just start professing to be a preacher. Religion generally, especially when it comes to Christianity, is something that people have so much access to. And I think that there should be, I don't know, it's a bit concerning for me when you have access to a mass of people and can start anything. A cult, for instance, anytime. And the people who have access to this are people who often have access to a mass of people from before. Actor turned pastor, radio presenter turned ring light setter, and also pastor himself, in quotes. I didn't mention names, but you know what I'm talking about. I don't know what you guys think about this, yeah?
Man, look, as much as I don't have a problem with the person and all of that, it just shows, okay, number one, look, I can't remember any recent movie I've seen.
No.
I've heard about him. It's not like I watch out for them. But one thing I want to tell you is that, look, he knows how to, social media has come now and everybody is now a master of their own money. So he knows how to ramp up views or anything that concerns him, and that is what he's doing. That is basically how a lot of
he knows how to orchestrate the crowd, how to use them to his own advantage.
And I know you were talking about regulation and all of that, and it is what it is. Like, you know, you just mentioned that someone can start up today and pick up a Bible and something and say something. You don't know what has happened before. You don't know the person's antecedents.
Yeah.
But, you know, but it is what it is. I mean, we're a country where religion, people say religion has really scattered a lot of things. At the same time, it's what is holding a lot of people. It's so bad that where else do we turn to? When you cannot understand what is going on, when you cannot control what is going on. That is the only thing. That is what religion gives to people.
Yeah.
You understand? It's gone so bad. I mean, people talk about it so often, but prayer warriors live here, relocate, and they don't have what to pray for. It's not like they don't want to pray. But, I mean, look at it. 99% of our prayer points, start our prayer points. The first thing,
for a better life.
Good health.
Yeah.
Let's start with good health. You go to a country where basic health infrastructure is given to you.
For that.
So you stop praying for that.
Prosperity.
What? Tuition and this thing. To go to Scandinavia, your whole, even up to as far as university.
They are less religious than we are.
Exactly. What else? Is it food? The government, you are doing nothing. You even earn more, sometimes you even earn more money than if you were
prayer
working.
warriors relocate and then they become atheists.
Do you understand? And so you now look at it. No, it's so you are looking at it now.
Geez.
Who? Is it village people? The village people is
They are not
that thing
dead.
cannot cross the
Exactly.
abroad.
There's an ozone layer.
Exactly, that you cannot cross. So seriously, what are you going to pray for? Is it blood-sucking demons on the road? No, you don't have potholes. You obey traffic lights. You don't. You break a
So we're only close
light.
to God because we need something, is what you're saying.
It is
and
what
in
it
a country
is.
where everybody needs something,
It is what it is.
One or two individuals can just come up and say, "I'm your
is what it
intercessor.
is.
Let me show you guys the way." Hey, babe, you're not saying anything.
It is what it is.
Are you planning to set ring lights yourself from chief to pastor?
If there's anything...
I think that's information now.
pastor.
If there's,
I'm just anti affirmations.
no, yeah, because I believe in affirmations. I mean, yesterday there was a conversation online that spooked, you know, my interest, and it's something that I've been on a journey, you know, for a while on, and that is, should Christians manifest?
Manifest.
Should Christians manifest? That's the conversation, right? So, but that's not the topic for now. So let's leave that. For
Let's
now,
leave it for now.
because he talked about affirmations. That's why I needed to bring that up. Now, in context to Yul Edochie, Yul can be whoever he wants to be. I mean, tomorrow, if he decides, you know what, I want to be a traditionalist.
An exotic dancer.
He wants to be a traditionalist. He's allowed to, because, you know what, as a human being, we're allowed that freedom of expression and rights to, express yourself. Yeah. Now, it is now behoven on the
people who fall.
the people that fall into that, I wouldn't say it's a trap, or that would rather believe or want to follow his doctrines and his teachings. It behoves on them, because if you feel that this one suits you and this is where you want to, please. You stay there.
Let me make another entry.
Religion has become a place of solace. I remember my husband and I have this conversation all the time where he's like, there's this relative of mine who spends most of her time in church. Like, she's not working, but she spends most of her time in church. There's another relative who dropped out of school because she said Jesus Christ is coming. At 20 years ago.
He hasn't come still.
And she dropped out of school.
To do what?
To
wait for Jesus.
To just wait. So she has,
sorry, I'm laughing at this.
She has spent all her time,
I'll love more.
So she has spent all her time waiting in the house, in a church. She's not married.
Yeah.
So she's wasted all that time waiting and dedicating her time.
She believes that it's a sacrifice.
It's not a waste, it's a sacrifice.
Does she watch Wake Up Nigeria, by the way? You guys don't have a relationship again. Let me just let you know.
Spending all that time, in church, because it has become her place of solace.
Yeah.
It has become her place of solitude. So, I mean,
I'll tell you
whatever
something,
works for you.
See, whatever works for you, I agree. Hope, we need hope, especially in a climate where everything seems to be breaking down. You need hope, otherwise you will go mental. However, it is the fact that people take advantage of that need for hope and monetize it. I'm not saying that Yul is monetizing it, but I'm just talking about the church industry.
He will monetize.
The fact is this, like somebody posted something on Instagram yesterday, was a gentleman in, I think, the UK, and he took a video of the entire street, a very long street, and he said, look at the street.
In Nigeria?
In the UK. Okay. He said, on this street, if this was Nigeria, you have like 12 churches on the street. But here in the UK, not one single church. It's not saying that it's a good thing not to be religious, but he's saying that if you, however, take a critical look, you'd find industries. These industries provide jobs for people. These people make a living from these industries.
You just said something very, very pivotal here.
I'm wondering why we can't do that.
And over the weekend as well, I don't know if you saw videos of Yul Edochie. PJ was trending because, so he was sort of meeting the needs of some of the members of his church, where there were some of them, I think one of them didn't have a job, one of them had debt issues, and then members of the church were coming through for these people.
Yeah, okay.
Right. It's like building a community where people can, can confidently come in and say, okay, I need help, I will find it, and they find it.
So that's a good thing.
It was beautiful.
The one I saw was Poju Oyemade, who gave out grants.
Grants to businesses. Yeah.
Church.
My in-law was a beneficiary of that grant.
Based on the scripture you believe as a Christian, when the community started, it was all come together. If you don't have,
I give you
somewhere to give you. You don't come and tell me to come and give my last that I have and expect God or whoever to replenish me supernaturally.
Did you see that
all
video?
The context of everything is
I think
wrong.
I know this one you're
It is wicked. You see, the community was to come together, and you need help. You help the other person. Have you had breakfast today? No.
Let me give you food.
You hear somebody stand up and say, "Oh, don't bring anything less than 10,000 naira here." Some people walked.
Did you see the video of the pastor who said that your first tithe of
It's my money.
And
you know what, Mazino? Everybody cheered.
That's my problem.
The congregation cheered.
There's nothing
So you
work in psychology.
You work hard. Everybody knows how January is the longest month in the year. A lot of people are struggling. And then a man of God steps on the pulpit and says, Your first salary is my salary. It's my money. I deserve it. I have earned it.
And
You need to give it to me. And everybody clap. Oh, yes, man of God, you go, preacher. You go. Oh, I love you, man of God. I love you.
Listen,
wow.
yeah. Listen,
wow.
yeah. Listen,
Wow.
yeah. Take it easy. Where's your tongue? You
Wow.
said flex. Well, take it easy. But hey, we're not bashing anybody's religion or anything.
Not at all.
We're saying if you believe it, if it brings you hope, if it brings you sanity.
Yeah, do
fine.
it.
But just think critically. It's going out to a lot of people out there, not just people who are in churches. Think critically. Sometimes these things are illogical, but you don't know because of the indoctrination you've been through.
I think even first fruits might not even be enough.
Yeah.
You can give the whole
year.
Yeah.
Listen, thank you for joining us. We are not expecting too many comments on this one, but if you feel like, do leave a comment. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. We'll be back, and we're still going to be talking about this even. And you're welcome. Still a Tuesday. Couldn't be any different. And we have a very special guests inside of our studio here on the couch. Now, this is an extension or something preceding our kitchen segment, let me put it that way, because we have these amazing individuals here with us. Derinsola Adebayo, the CEO of Lekki Mills, and also Tracy Dabul, not Abdul, Dabul, Head of Sales and Partnership at Lekki Mills. You are welcome, gentlemen and lady.
Thank you.
Good to have you guys here. So I've seen the product, I heard about the product, but I need you to tell about the product. You used a certain term when we started. What did you call it?
Called yam in a bag.
Yam in a bag. Okay, so Tracy, what's this yam in a bag?
So they're packaged yams. Well, basically they're packaged yams like French fries. So we're just literally giving you yam, but in a bag.
Nice, interesting. So first off, I hate cooking generally, and the worst one is yam because there's a certain sensation that comes with peeling yam that I don't like at all. So thank you for solving that. Well, I wanted to know, first off, that's what we're having for breakfast. We're going to be making use of this yam in a bag it's called what now?
Lekki yams.
Lekki yams.
Yes.
Not Lekki as in Lekki the place, just Lekki like it's spelled on his hat, L-E-K-Y, just so you guys know. So that's what we're going to be making use of in our kitchen. What are we going to be making?
We're making boiled yam and fish sauce, and then fried yam and egg sauce.
So in a minute, MM is going to be showing us, exhibiting this Lekki yam. But whose idea was this out of the two of you?
That'll be daring.
Yeah, it was my idea.
It was your idea,
Right.
okay? So you just simply said, okay, let's just do something with yam. Or how did it start?
Okay, so I mean, it was COVID, and I was living with my brothers.
Okay.
And when you want to cook for everybody, I mean, you
The
can't.
youngest one will go and what's yam?
Exactly.
Are you the youngest?
I am the youngest. Exactly.
So this is birthed out of
It
suffering.
was birthed out of suffering. But, at the time I was looking for how I could, solve a problem in Nigeria because I just moved back. And COVID sort of, inspired that whole idea of, yam in a bag, basically.
Yeah.
And, it was one of those things that was like a light bulb moment.
Nice.
And I did my research and I saw like there was nothing like that on the market, or I hadn't seen anything like that on the market. And, we started the journey.
It's good. So it's cut like little like fingers,
Literally.
basically.
Yeah.
Does that change the taste? You've used it, I'm sure. Does it change the taste or presentation in any way?
Not at all. It's actually yam. So the essence is we're just having you eat yam all year round. We have a lot of wastage from raw yam tubers. Nigeria has the highest producers of yam. We produce 70% of world production of yam, and literally more than half of this go to waste. So now we're just having you eat yam all year round, anytime.
Is it preserved in any way? Is there any preservative in it, or do you have like a very short period?
Right, so we have no preservative ingredients
Okay.
in our product. So it tastes natural.
Okay.
It's not like pounded and pounded yam.
Okay.
It's literally like, still has that. And I think that's like our biggest win.
Yam essence.
Still, keeping that same yam taste. Once you boil it, you can taste it. It still
We
tastes
are
like
going
yam.
to definitely. We're looking
Right.
forward to it. How easy is it for you to market it, however? Do people just embrace it? Do they take it home just off the shelf?
So it's meant to be frozen. So it's kept in the freezers. So you just go pick it up and then you take it home.
Is it easy for sale? I mean, how are you managing the sales aspect of it?
Well, Nigerians, it's not that easy to actually convince them that this is not processed.
We just like suffering.
Yes, do you get this is yam. this is just, I'm just selling convenience to you. I'm making life easy for you. So you can actually fry it, you can boil it, you can pound it, anything you want to do.
Okay.
Just get a packer, just go home. You know, like a mother, you don't want to come home, you're tired in the morning, you're looking for what to give your kid. You can just pick it up, you know, fry, boil. You have family coming, your in-laws are around, they want to eat swallow. You bring it out, you boil it, you pound it.
That's interesting.
Straight up.
That's that easy. That's grand. I really wanted to delve into how you guys got together to make this happen, but I think we'll save that for another show. But I can guess. But yeah, let's leave that one alone. But Derry, Tracy, tell you guys what. Let's take that exhibition we were talking about. Let's see how this goes inside of a kitchen. So right now I'm going to ask MM to please take it over. Let's see how we're going to go with our yam in a bag, the Lecky yams.
All right, thank you very much, Mazino. Welcome to the kitchen, guys. With me is Chef Georgia. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you
Mazino.
doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great.
I can see that. I
Yeah,
can see that. Okay, so this morning, she's making yam
Yeah.
with fish sauce
Yep.
and egg sauce.
Yes.
So we are going to be enjoying our yam with different sauces. It depends on the one that you like, your preference, right?
Yes.
I particularly love egg sauce, but then there are times that I just want fish sauce. So are we frying this yam or are we boiling it?
Okay, we're going to boil it and fry it. Like we have to. So
Okay.
you can choose whether you want to eat fried or you want to eat boiled.
Yes, and of course the yam which we're using this morning is the Lecky yam, right?
Yes, Lecky milk
Fantastic.
yam.
So let's
Fantastic
talk
yam.
about the recipe for the ingredients for our fish sauce and egg sauce.
Okay. All right, for the fish sauce, like the fish is actually the star ingredients of the sauce, right? So here's my Titus fish
Okay.
or mackerel fish, like popularly known as Titus in the market. Yeah, so I have mine egg for the egg sauce,
Okay.
my chopped tomatoes, my chopped pepper, and my
Okay.
chopped onions. I have capsicum or green bell peppers. I have the yellow bell pepper, and I have carrot too. My seasoning, my bouillon cubes, garlic and ginger, because I love aromatics in my food.
I do,
And I have oil too. So,
Okay.
No.
And the tomatoes, pepper, and onions.
Yeah.
So what's going into what?
okay. So basically, the only difference here is the egg. Yeah. So, but I'm not going to put veggies in the fish sauce. I wanted to have like our local mommy's, like our mom's kitchen egg fish sauce without any any other stuffs.
Okay.
So the veggies go into the egg. Right. So the only difference between like, the veggies and the egg.
Okay,
Right.
so the veggies are going into the egg,
Yes,
and then
please.
just the onions and peppers going into the fish.
Yes, ma'am.
sauce.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's get cooking. We are making yam with egg sauce and fish sauce. So we're having two
Yes.
different types of sauces today
Yes,
on the
yes,
show.
yes,
And Chef Georgia, of course, you can tell she is a burst of energy. She can't wait to start cooking. If you missed out on the ingredients earlier on, they're right there on your screen. We have our vegetable oil. So we have our carrots, yellow, green
Yeah.
bell peppers going into the egg sauce. And then we have our pepper and onions just going into the fish sauce. Okay, so I'm
please.
just going to put on the...
Thank you.
So you said something about deep frying. So first off, why are we boiling the yam before we fry it?
No, we are not boiling before we fry it. I said we are making boiled yam and fried yam.
Oh, we are making boiled yam and fried yam.
Exactly. So we are not
Okay,
boiling before we
okay.
fry it. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So which
Okay.
is going for which? What's the boiled yam going? What sauce is the boiled yam going with? And what sauce is the fried yam going with?
Okay, so the fried is going with the fish sauce, while the boiled is going with the egg sauce. Like our normal Sunday morning breakfast at home or Saturday breakfast at home, yam and egg. As a Nigerian?
Yeah, well, actually it depends on the home, really. But
Anyway.
hey, I'll agree with you because, I mean, yesterday I had, coincidentally,
Okay.
I actually had fried yam and...
I just wanted to come and see the Lecky yam.
Okay.
Oh, it's not here yet, right? I think her assistant is prepping it and getting it
yeah,
ready.
okay.
But it's going to come on shortly.
Yes, please.
So we're
Okay,
just
thank
heating
you.
up, the pans, getting
Can you
it ready
assist?
for us.
What do you need me to do, please?
Okay, you can be my kitchen assistant today. Help me put this on, please.
Yes, ma'am, slave
Say yes,
driver.
chef.
Yeah.
I am Chef
This
Mazino.
Mazino is looking for
Okay.
work to do.
Unless
How do
I
you
was-
like your yams, though, Mazino?
Okay.
So I'm not a big fan of yam. Now, however, I love pounded yam. So I can't eat it as, chunks.
Chunks.
So I guess it depends on how you prepare it.
Okay.
Because if I can eat pounded yam, if I love it, then it doesn't mean I hate it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe it's the presentation for me.
Okay.
I just don't like those traditional big,
Big,
half moon chunks.
Okay.
It's just somehow.
I
And
feel you.
It's something my wife does. I think most Nigerian ladies do when they add other flavors to it. Sometimes
sugar.
sometimes cinnamon, things like
Is he
that.
not preparing us? So the single should not breathe again. Why do you have to bring his wife in there?
Oh, wow, okay.
What
Chef
is
George.
your- I wanted to know where you stand on sugar in yam or no sugar.
Sugar in yam or no sugar? Team no sugar in yam, actually. That's me.
Well,
Team no sugar
if
in
we're to
yam.
go by our medical expert's advice, it's
Okay.
not advisable that you add sugar to your
Thank
yam.
you.
But because we like sweet things, we like extra flavor in our food, we do that. But it's not healthy. It's not healthy at all because you already have sugar in the yam, and adding more sugar to the yam is just, it's an overkill for our health and for our bodies. So no, we shouldn't do that. Right.
All right.
So,
Well, it's your segment. Let me
yes.
let you start it off.
Yeah, now, since you came, now I don't understand what you're doing there, but it's
Now
all
this,
right.
now this.
We'll accommodate you. We'll accommodate you. We're actually
Sure.
going on a quick break right now. But hey, the show continues shortly. And after the break, of course, we'll have our Lekki Mills yam right here on the table. So we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Over the course of the months, we've been dealing with tests and health checks for women that they need to do, what is required, and then what they can do after those tests. We have Dr. Monisola Adanijo, the co-founder of Naven Healthcare, who has been taking that so far this month. It is great to have you. Oh, welcome.
Thank you so much.
This is our fifth. Yeah, it's January. January. What's today's date? Yes, 30th. One more day. Okay, but let's have a recap. This is the final episode we're having. What have we been talking about this month so far?
We've been talking about health checks.
Okay.
We talked about the importance of health checks, why you need to get them done. We talked about general health checks for everyone. We talked about health checks in females. We talked about health checks in males.
Okay. So it wasn't only for females. Good.
And today we're talking about what to do after you've done this test, because that's extremely important.
All right. So I will be talking now because I have someone who just took a test, and I will be talking from as though it was, personal experience. Now you've done the test. For whatever result you've had and all of that, and let's say your fears are confirmed. What next?
Okay, so for many people, they don't even go for the results.
They don't go for the results.
Nope. Some people do the tests and don't come back for the results because of these fears you're talking about.
Okay.
So when you do go and collect the results, and it's two ways. The results are either perfectly normal, and they're like, okay, you're fine, good, go. But if there's a problem, like you said, first of all, you need to meet someone to interpret the test for you. Because many times when you see the results, you don't even know what the doctor is talking about.
Shouldn't the interpretation of the test come with the results?
So if I give you a result that says hyperlipidemia, do you know what it means?
I don't. That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying.
So that's why you need to see a physician.
Another one different from the person that did the test?
Well, for some people that go to labs, for example,
Okay.
to do their test, they may need a doctor to interpret for them. Because not everybody goes to hospital.
Okay, now let me talk from this personal experience because we did this test and it was quite expensive. I mean, hundreds of thousands and all of that. And then you do this test and then you see the symptoms and then the test comes like you are normal. The test comes everything normal, but you're still feeling these serious symptoms. Talking of tests running into 200 to 300,000. And then they say, you're okay, that there's nothing that is so. But you are experiencing some very serious symptoms. You need to go for a second opinion there or something. And it's not just a test that you can go for a second opinion. And like I said, it's expensive. When you've done this kind of test and nothing, and they say you're okay, but you still feel the symptoms.
So it's two ways. You either did the wrong test or there's nothing physically wrong with you. Sometimes psychological illnesses may manifest as symptoms that you cannot see physically. In that situation, you may need to either take a second opinion or see another kind of doctor.
What other kind of doctor? I was talking about?
Psychological doctor.
A psychological doctor.
Therapist.
A therapist. This kind of opinion. Okay, this is note taken. I would take note of this. But we're in a case where a patient doesn't come back to get the result. are you saying that it doesn't behove on the doctor to ensure that they get this particular test results? They don't, I mean, if the person has paid, can't it be sent maybe via email or something like that? Such a way that because this person I'm talking about, before they went for the test, they were very scared. They people that are just scared of the hospital environment. I used to be, I probably still am for a while. You know, just they don't like that feel of being in that place. And so it's possible that they might not want to go back. So is there any way to ensure that these tests are, especially, I know that, you know, for a physician or a lab, like you said, sometimes tests are done in a lab, they might not have that responsibility to ensure. But what else can a physician or a lab consultant do after the test to ensure that, you know, the person gets...
So I think really it comes to counseling before the test.
Okay.
If you allay the patient's fears, most likely they would come back for the results. Now, to be honest, probably in Nigeria, I can't say for other parts of the world, your physician won't chase you down with the results unless there's a serious issue. Unless maybe there's a life-threatening problem, then they'll be like, oh my God, get Mr. XYZ on the phone.
On the phone, yeah.
So if it's an annual health check, for example, most of the time, you know, there may not be anything serious. They may not call you. That's the truth. Unless there's a big issue, okay? And then when you are called, please show up at the hospital. Let them tell you what they have to say. Because it's important to know these things. Many people would rather be ignorant and not know what happens to their test.
The biggest assurance is the blood of Jesus.
You know, for some people, ignorance is bliss, but not in healthcare. So you need to know what the result says, and you need to know what to do about whatever the results say. So if you need to see another doctor, if you need some medication, if you need some kind of further testing or whatever, it's important to know.
And okay, and where it gets to this point now, after you've gotten the test and then you've tried to do, like you said, if it's an expensive thing, and then you know how things can be at this particular period. Are there some people resort to maybe traditional methods that now comes in when they see that they can't, they can't afford, as it were, Western medicine, as it were. In those situations, what would you advise in those particular situations?
First of all, traditional medicine is not cheap. It's a misconception that it's cheaper than, you know, regular medicine. It's really not. And honestly, if you do your tests and they say it's normal and you still feel a kind of way, most likely whatever it is that is wrong with you either hasn't been diagnosed yet by this person,
properly, yeah,
or whatever is wrong with you, like I said, is a psychological problem manifested as a physical illness. It happens all the time. And in that case, you need to see another kind of doctor,
like you mentioned. Okay, now what if, this is where nothing happens. What if you actually have found out there's something wrong with you?
Right.
And they call you to come back, but it's something that maybe financially you cannot afford. And then you now try to want to go through a cheaper method in that particular way.
You'll pay for it eventually. Because the truth is that, not to, you know, rubbish anybody's profession, but, you know, for a lot of these illnesses, there are really no authentic herbal solutions, to be honest.
But
and many of these patients...
Proponents of this will tell you that our parents live longer.
Well, I've been a doctor for 24 years, and I am yet to see, in my experience, you know, someone that says, oh, this thing killed me. Now, our parents live better because of their lifestyle.
Very true.
They ate less salt, they ate less fat, they ate less
moved
sugar.
More than we
they
did.
Moved more. That's why they live longer, not because some Baba somewhere did something.
Did something to them. All right, thank you very much, Doctor. Do you have any final words? I mean, this is where we're running it up now to people out there who want to go for tests, who are scared of it. You know, how do you get them not to? That fear is one very major thing. What word would you have to say?
Okay, so my final word is that your health is important. Whether or not you feel symptoms, you need to check yourself. Now,
whether or not you feel symptoms.
You need to do your annual medical. Now, fear should not be a barrier, because whether you're scared or not, whether you know about it or not, whatever is happening in your body is happening, regardless of how you feel. So it's important you know.
I love this. We should cut this out, put it on social media, have it on repeat. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
All right, now let's head over to the kitchen. And MM, what do you have for us? What's going on?
So much is going on here in the kitchen. So much, guys. Yes, Chef Georgia is here, and of course, she's making boiled yam with egg sauce.
Yes.
And then we're also having fried yam with fish sauce. So let's quickly run through all the ingredients, especially for fish sauce and egg sauce.
Okay.
And then tell us where you're at.
Okay, so right now I'm about to start making the fish sauce.
Okay.
My fish is boiling already. Okay, let me go with the egg sauce first because my fish is still boiling. I need to boil my fish first before I'll make the fish sauce. Right now I want to start with the egg sauce first.
Okay.
While my water is on the fire for the yam. So, can we start?
Sure.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
let's go.
Go ahead.
Right. So I have my oil in there.
That's vegetable oil.
Yeah, vegetable
Of course, you
oil.
can use any kind of oil
Exactly.
other than palm oil. Right.
Who knows? Some people like using palm oil.
Right. But
Yeah.
other than palm oil.
So right now I'm waiting for my oil to be hot.
Okay, let me help you with
All right,
that.
thank you.
So that we can have. Oops.
Oh, no problem.
Okay. So just wait for the heat to come up a little.
All right, no problem.
Is it coming up? Is it coming up? Okay.
All right. Okay.
Okay. So we're just gonna wait for the oil to heat up.
Heat up,
Okay.
then we
So
go
what's
with
going in
onions.
next?
So we're going our onions and we fry for it to be translucent. Then
Okay.
after I went in our pepper like that and like that. So.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
So just so that we're clear and our viewers following us
Okay.
understand what is going into what.
Okay.
What is going into the eggs?
The egg, I'm having my pepper in the egg.
Okay.
My tomato chopped.
Okay.
My vegetables chopped in the egg. Then the star ingredients, egg, seasoning, and garlic and ginger.
Okay.
Yes.
And then for the fish sauce.
Yeah, the pepper, the tomatoes, the onions, seasoning, and my aromatics.
And you have aromatics.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you let us know what aromatics
The aromatics are the ginger and the garlic.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I just needed her to say that so that someone
Right.
watching is not like, oh, what are aromatics again? Well, they're
Exactly.
basically your spices, your
Yeah.
herbs. Anything that just adds flavor to
your
or
dish.
gives- Yeah, to
Exactly.
your dish. That's
Right.
what aromatics are.
Okay.
Okay, great stuff happening here in the kitchen. Chef Jojo is hard at work getting that egg sauce and fish sauce together. Make sure everything comes together nicely. But we've got a quick break. The show continues in a bit. Remember, it's the top of the hour, so we need you to stick with us. We'll be right back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome, people. It's the second hour here for Wake Up Nigeria. Thank you guys for staying with us. I mean, where else could you go? The other channels aren't doing. Yeah. It's going to be a great one. It's for you, everybody, every member of the family, actually. That's why it's the best breakfast family show.
Of course, loud it.
And not any lot.
Of course, it is our duty here to make, every episode unforgettable, guys.
Indeed.
And together, we do this every weekday here
Absolutely.
on the Wake Up Nigeria show.
Yes, indeed. Now, we have you right where we want you. So please make sure that you are singing and dancing to every single tune that we play here today. And of course, don't worry, we're not stopping up until just before 9 o'clock. This is the second hour, and it's specifically curated just for you.
Yes, we remain the right dose of what the doctors prescribed for this Tuesday. Remember, Dr. Monisola was on here and she says, Rick, watch the show. Yeah, so yeah, I watch the show. So yeah, guys, grab your morning coffee and cozy up. And would like you to please not go anywhere. My name is Ime Okoche.
My name is Mazino Appeal. Remember, you can use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC across all the social media platforms. Be a part of our show. After all, we make it just for you.
Of course, and remember, guys, that you can watch us live from absolutely anywhere in the world.
Yes, indeed.
All you just need to do is download our mobile app on your Android or iOS store. We've got you covered.
Thank you for seeing us on channel 16 on GOTV and channel 49 for UHF. There's also 121 for StarTimes, just in case that's your option. And please follow us across all the social media platforms. We're at TVC Entertainment _. We're live right now on X and we're live on YouTube. So you have so many options to see us.
Yes, and guys, you want to catch up on our shenanigans pre, during, post the show? Yeah. You can follow us on Instagram at Wake Up Nigeria TVCE. I'll say that again.
Wake Up Nigeria
TVCE. Yes. So let's get right to what we had
Yes, indeed.
for you in the second hour. Well, next 45 minutes. Right?
We have coming up for parenting, we'll be talking about building your child's emotional quotient, and to help us with that, Omolayo Oyawoye, the CEO of Light Hearts Consulting and Cradle Schools. She's a certified psychological counselor, and she helps kids develop in wholesome ways.
Well, we're welcome to the show. Thanks for staying with us. Right here on the couch, we're joined by Michael Oyiga. He's the founder of Sustain Nobles, an NGO that caters to rural child development. And this is an NGO that he started last year. And so far, he's done so well, you know, in empowering children. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being here. So I caught up on you on Twitter and, you know, some of the projects that you've done, you know, over the year. I mean, with children. Talk to us about what inspired it, because I know you started during your, while you were serving.
Yeah.
What inspired it?
Okay, I grew up in the rural part of Lagos, from Orile. So it's something that affects us the most, those of us in Orile, at the Agberu continuum, when there are children that wants to become Agberu. So I was supposed to be like that, but I wrote JAMB. Fortunately for me, I passed.
Okay.
And after living that life, I came back to see that, this thing is very wrong. And nobody's doing anything to like create a change and affect it. So what I did was, I started this NGO to make them use their weekends for something else, instead of to frolic around the street. So yeah, that's how I started.
Okay, so now let's talk about what you do for these kids over the weekends.
Okay.
What exactly do you do for them? So first off, how do you gather them together? Because another thing, you know, speaking to their parents, I need your kids to do this, I need your kids to do that. That's sort of breaking the norm, you know, in the society where you live at.
Yeah. So what I do is basically, because I have a voice on Twitter, so what I do is I try to engage my followers. So what we do is we gather plastic bottles, like during the course of a month. And then when we get the
plastic bottles?
Yes, like bottled water, PET bottles.
Okay.
So we recycle them and we generate funds from it. So when we get funds from it, I go to the parents of these kids and give them, take this one for your child's school fees. Take this one for your child's school fees. So in that process, they gain my trust and stuff like that. So when I say, your child has to come to this program and we have a seminar project for your child, we have a football competition for your child, they always release them to me. So, yeah.
Okay. Now let's talk about the response. How has that been for the parents or from the parents?
So far, it has been fine. The thing is, I have the voice I have on Twitter is the thing leading me. So let me not like double down on them. So when I call for funds, because most times everything requires funds. Like I need money for this, I need money for this. My child wants to write JAMB. Like for instance, one of my children, they want to take JAMB now. I have like 5-6 children I want to take JAMB. I'll call for, okay, I need funds for this and this. My followers would generate funds. I'm not like even random people. I have celebrities too that have already gained my trust over years. Like, so I don't need to start saying, hey, I need this and this and this. So that's for that.
Now let's talk about the children that you have under your tutelage. How many of them are there?
It's many, but I can't really put a number to it. I can put a number like this. I have the football guys. Like we have like 64 there. We have like the primary school guys, we have like 120 something there.
Wow.
Yeah, we have like the secondary school guys, we have like 200 and something there. Then we have like the university, like 2%.
Okay, now let's talk about the pressure, right? I would like to assume that there's a pressure from the, like you said, this is a tradition, it's a culture somewhat in that area where, you know, these children grow into becoming thugs.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about the pressure from those thugs about, you know, they are expecting new intakes every season, right? And here you are, you know, breaking that norm and, you know, encouraging these kids and empowering them. How are you dealing with that pressure?
It's like, I'm trying to take away their intents, you know? But no, I was supposed to be a part of them. So it's my mates, like the people I left, that are the new intakes, like the new thug lords now.
Yeah.
So I go around and I see them, you got how far? I'm like, hey, how far? I still talk to them and say, I tell them, but it's already late. You get, they can still change and stuff like that, but it's already late for them. It's just on personal and that and that, okay, I want to change. But the kids are still better. That's why I always advise people that are doing well to always try to promote that thing that you're doing that is properly giving you the right funds, like legally, not like illegal funds. Because the children, they always think that, you have to do something illegal to get money. Like, yeah, let me check. There's this guy, Harry Obi. He grew up from the same area I grew up from. Doing very well in marketing, doing very well in Web3. So I always, like, it's like, you know Harry Obi now. You know Harry Obi now. So that's like always my point of my contact. So
like a role model that they can always look up to.
And he always comes around, Shedrack too, Meditotos as well. So everybody, like, it's like a communal something. So even for our programs and stuff, we have like the whole Twitter chipping in, like, okay, Oyiga, all right, let's start a book club. We have a book club.
Oh, nice.
We have somebody that is on Twitter and said, okay, I can help you run a book club. And she's coming every day to take care of the book club.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That
so we have
is
like a
really
monthly NC competition as well. So I'm just trying to like chip in various type. People are trying, okay, well, you guys, let me help you with this one. Let me help you with this one. The same way you're helping with the seminar too.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Nice. Well done. Well done. Now let's talk about your project, which is coming up really soon.
Yeah.
I know that it's a 5-day event.
Yeah.
Talk us through it.
Okay, so we have a 5-day project for February. We're starting from the book drive and the clothes drive. We have already gathered books from like 3 months past, like notebooks, textbooks, to give out to kids. And we reach out to everybody on Twitter to donate.
Let's talk about the target for the kids. How many kids are we talking about?
1,000.
1,000 kids. Yeah. Fantastic.
Oh, we did something last time. It was Fireboy that sponsored it. Fireboy, shout out to Fireboy. I don't know who actually, but Fireboy, thank you. And we gave us money for our back to school project, which we organized around the country for like 1,500 kids. Sandals, lunch boxes, and bags. So it's like the connection I have with these people that will say, okay, can you help me with this? Can you help me with this? Okay, you guys can help me with this. Yeah. So we have a book and clothes drive coming up for the month of February, Monday. The book, we go to distribute books. The clothes, we have already got clothes for like all my followers. They gave me clothes, like, oh, you guys, I'm not using this clothes again, but like good clothes, not like worn-out clothes. Then the next day, we have a medical outreach for the children as well. We have a seminar. That's where we are bringing you on, and we are bringing her on, so people should come around. We have lawyers, we have doctors, we have what's it called, breakout session, where people that work with their hands come and tell them, okay, you can learn this, to inspire the children. Because the problem of fraudulent activities is because nobody's speaking against it.
Yeah.
Nobody's really speaking against it. Everybody's just like, Maya will just leave them. So, but if we start saying, you can do this and make money from this, you can do this and make, investment bankers should come outside and say, I'm investing on this, that's how I make my money. So everybody should start saying what you are doing. Don't be, nobody will collect your money from you. You get me? I'm a data analyst. I earn money. I don't do this as a full-time job. I work with So on Thursday we're having the seminar debate competition. Okay. Then the Friday we have a PlayStation tourney where people are coming to play games with.
I mean, Michael, I'm truly in awe of what you're doing for this.
I'm sorry, I'm very fast. I know I'm trying to like.
No, it's all right. It's all right. You're doing great. Well done, well done. And well, looking forward to your 5-day event next week. I think another person that you should really talk to is Omolayo. She's a parenting expert. She'll be joining us shortly on the show, I think. Yeah, you should talk to her, to get her to, do something for the kids. But hey, well done and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right, the show continues shortly. Next up, we have parenting. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Thank you for staying with us. It's parenting, and we have Omolayo Oyawoye, the CEO of Light Hearts Consulting and Cradle Schools. And today, our topic is building your child's emotional quotient. It is great to have you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Is emotional quotient the same thing as emotional intelligence?
No, it's different.
It's different?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, last week we talked about how that emotional quotient talks about you understanding your moods, your triggers, the way you feel, everything about emotions, right? And you understanding the other person's emotions, understanding the other person's, empathy. So there are 6 aspects, right? There's self-awareness, there is emotional awareness, there is empathy, social skills. All of those things come together to form emotional quotient, right? Okay. And it's very important in children because when children are emotionally intelligent, they can build better relationships. I mean, life rides on relationships, you know that, right? And then when they're able to build relationships, they're further able to achieve their dreams, become all that they want to become. Also, it protects them. Emotional intelligence lets a child know when they see a pedophile, for instance. It lets you know that this person is around here to harm me, okay? So it's important that as children have resumed, a parent is able to observe how emotionally intelligent their children is. But of course, we have to start from you as a parent. So none of us understand what that is, right? Because we didn't go through that as children ourselves. So most parents do not even know if they are emotionally intelligent. I started something some time ago about a trip to childhood, taking a trip to when you were a child, some of your experiences. It helps you build emotional intelligence. It helps you begin from where you are right now. Okay? So emotional intelligence begins with the parents. When you are emotionally intelligent, you can better raise a child that is emotionally intelligent.
Based on the way a lot of parents now were raised,
Yeah.
do you think a number of them are emotionally intelligent?
No.
What percent? That's now the
That's
challenge.
what I'm saying.
Because we were raised, our emotions were not a part of
Yeah.
the discussion when we were being raised.
So I said that.
For those of us who are
that
millennials and of course the next baby boomers and all of that, emotion was not there.
Pouring so much into a child's academic performance, spiritual development, and every other thing, but they neglect the mind, the seed of the emotion, right? You don't even have a chance to express your emotion. We've been made to feel that emotions are not important. That's why they tell a guy not to cry. Right? They tell a guy to man up. Why are you crying? Why should you cry? And crying is an expression of an important, valid emotion. Everybody should be able to express their emotion through tears, right? So we didn't have that. And that's why I encourage people to take, my clients, I tell them to take an EQ test. There's an EQ test, right? Like you have an IQ test that shows you what level you're at your emotional quotient. Okay?
I didn't use the only time when I cry now when they beat me. So how do
but
I?
there are times.
Sometimes I wish I could cry. It's not like I wish I could cry.
I mean, crying is not the only way you can express
they
your
come out,
emotion.
no matter how the team reach.
I know, right?
Not
Crying
true.
is not the only way you can express your emotions. But what's most important is that whatever you go through, whatever you feel, and it could be a positive or a negative emotion, however way it is, there should be a way to express it. Emotions that are never meant to be suppressed.
Now, with parents who might have this kind of deficiency when it comes to teaching it, since they don't actually even know what it entails to be emotionally intelligent, is there any way traditionally schools can come in? Is it possible that a child can learn emotional intelligence in school?
So, I mean, something I'm advocating for, we should have a course in school, primary, secondary school, that deals with EQ, right?
Okay.
I know Montessori has something like that. In Montessori, they talk about personal, there's a word for it. It's just how you develop yourself personally, all right? And personal grooming and all of that, you know, but it stops at primary level. In the secondary level and the university, there should be a course that talks about the different emotions, what it is that you are feeling, all right? But right now, we can't start with the institutions, but we can start with the family.
That's what I'm saying. You know, I understand.
The parents can start that.
They should be able to.
They should be able to.
Yeah, like I said, many of us didn't go. We don't even know what it means.
Yeah.
Do we have to start learning it?
Yes,
if
you
we
have
want
to
to
start
pass
learning
it down
it.
to our kids.
Yes, you have to start learning it because there are conversations started. And I want us to mention that there are ways you can start your child on emotional quotient. There are ways you can begin to build your child's emotional quotient, all right? There are things you can say. And basically what you're doing is to be able to know what your child feels at all the times, and your child being able to label his or her emotions. So you begin to label your emotions first. What do you feel? Are you upset? Are you angry? Are you tired? Are you overwhelmed? Are you exhausted?
We're always upset. Why? Dollar price they go up. So when you go to the market and then you go to the shop, you don't come back, you're not smiling.
No. The real deal is that when you're upset, right, about, okay, for instance, the economy, there is more that is upsetting you much more than the economy. The first thing is you're thinking about your family. It's not about the money, really, right? You're thinking about your family. Maybe you have bills to pay. Maybe your child is sick or you have rent to pay or something. There's something deeper. So every time you have an emotion, you want to check what is it that is wrong with me? And that's why a therapist comes in, right? Especially when it becomes overwhelming and you can handle it. You know, the therapist will ask you questions that will let you find the real deal. So many times we tackle the symptoms, we don't tackle the cause.
How am I sure that this therapist knows what they are doing first of all? How am I sure that they are not a quack?
I'm a therapist, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's so many things you need to find out. I would always say that get a therapist that someone is referring you to, so that they can tell you, okay, this person's success stories and all of that. But trust me, when you need a therapist and you get a good one, you would find a difference, all right? You find a difference in your life, because they will help you deal with the real issues that you're going through. And when the cause is dealt with, the symptoms they're going to disappear.
Wonderful. I wish I had more time so that we can start. But just the very basics for a parent. If you want to start being emotionally intelligent, or you want to start to develop the emotional quotient of your child, what are the most basic things? Just very few words.
Ask about what they feel. All of the time. How do you feel?
Label their feelings.
Yes, label your feelings. How are you today? How do you feel? Talk to me about it. It's a basic way you could start.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Many people love what you're saying, and well done. Thank you. All right. Okay, so.
And you're welcome back. It's time for our final guest today, a very special one. I need no script for this. He's a radio icon, he's a director, he makes movies, and he's good at what he does. Or is he? Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the one, the only, you've known him since you were 15 or maybe even younger, Shola Thompson.
Thank you.
Yada, yada, yada. There you go. Good to have you here, man.
Hey, this is the first time, right?
This is the first time
I've been here more times, or rather, I think I've been here a couple more times.
Yeah, but first time since I've been.
But first time since you've been here. So I don't know. Should I be nervous, or it's gonna be nice?
We'll try and keep it sane.
Nice. I'd love that. It'd be nice too.
Good to have you here, man.
Yes, man.
Now, I
Thank you,
know
man.
that you've got so many projects going on since after radio. We're going to come to that, but let's talk about this now. Everybody, anytime we mention your name, they're like, oh, Shola, I used to listen to you when I was 10.
Yeah.
Now, it's interesting to note that you have that big an impact on people's lives when it comes to their radio habits.
Yeah.
And someone called you a radio god only moments ago, to which I disputed.
Because we understand that that tag goes to somebody else. So I like what she tries to do.
How does that make you feel, seeing that you actually impact a lot of people's lives?
I'll be honest. So it's actually very, how should I put this? It's an honor. And at the same time, it's also, as I said, I'm honored to actually be in that particular type of bracket, because I remember when sadly one of these major icons passed away during COVID. Yeah. And I was like, you were my hero. And a lot of people were confused, right? But because they were like, what do you mean?
Yeah, you kind of like...
weren't you, exactly. And then I was a bit surprised, like, oh, you guys actually thought of me that way. And then at the same time as well, when I was trying to do research for my movie, trying to search, like, keywords, I noticed that there were a lot of people tweeting about that show. And what I realized was, no matter what I do, no matter where I go, if I like, I'm president. It's
like,
tomorrow. Should I tell you what they're going to be like? Yeah, yes, that's the guy that did Rhythms of the Night.
Yeah, the nighttime. But that's
crazy.
good. I mean, that's a what you call it? It's a good legacy.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I have
Most
to
people wanted to do radio because of you.
I'm honored.
And what they didn't know is that you were a big part of setting up Silverbridge Cinemas.
Yes.
You have been underground from before, inside of movies and movie making until now, where you're actually upfront and personal with the entire movie thing.
Yes.
Where did that start? How did that start? Movie critiquing.
So you know what's funny? When I started radio, do you know how I started radio?
Yeah, it was a movie show, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it was a movie show, but it was somebody saying, hey, I have an idea. They weren't trying to invite me for the audition. They said, I have an idea. Or rather, I have an audition I'm trying to get my guys to go for, but I need them to can I have an idea for them? And I'm like, you know what you should do? You should do a show about movies. Then he said I should present it, and then I did, and that's how he said, you know what?
You do it.
You do it. So it had always been movies from the beginning.
Oh, really?
It's write reviews back in 2001 on movies.com.
Wow.
In cyber cafes, when people were going to do other interesting stuff, I was the geek writing reviews.
So it's actually movies before radio.
Always been movies.
People don't know this.
Lots of people didn't know this, yeah. Always been movies.
So far, how many movies have you directed? How many movies have you put together?
Well, so I have one on Africa Magic, also on Showmax, called C. Also, I did one that was a disaster in 2014.
Very modest of you to admit.
I mean, obviously, there were too many factors that messed
What was
with
it called?
It was called 7-inch Curve.
Oh, okay.
It was, so guess what it was? It was supposed to be like witty, 7-inch Curve. You know what it might be,
The Nigerian audience really didn't get
No, it didn't know. It wasn't for the Nigerian.
Well, lately you've got The Last Call.
There you go.
Let's talk about The Last Call. The Last Call, I've seen the promo material and everything, and it seems like The Last Call is giving me this Final Destination vibe. I don't know, am I correct?
Oh, yes. So it is basically an ode to radio superstars or radio icons. If you notice, you were one of the guys that I sent the fancy emails to. I don't know.
Yeah, but I wasn't in the movie, but go on.
Well, so the last trailer I put out basically says, basically criticizes the presenter on air for collecting money from
Payola.
music for payola. So, and it's supposed to be an expose on that industry. And one thing I know is for a lot of people who are going to get to watch it, you get to see exactly what happens in that world. And, you know, basically just trying to get people to understand that it can get complicated.
Oh.
It can get very scary as well.
I'm tempted to ask you exactly what happens at the end because I know it's about a call.
Oh, well.
And the thing about radio and people who work on radio, we actually enjoy these calls.
Yes.
The ability to interact.
Yes, we do.
But then to have it flip up on you and turn into a horror story, that's where the story for this
crazy. So we've had so in the past there was way back in the days there was a movie like this in 1988. But funny thing is when I came up with this script I had no idea. But it was when I was doing research I found out, and then it was a conversation with a caller, and things got a bit intense. And then also strangely in 2022 there was the same movie like this with Mel Gibson, but then I've been pitching my script since 2016.
Might as well
so it's
get
crazy.
it out.
So maybe as when the world gives you an idea, trust me, it goes to other people as well.
Yes, exactly.
So it's a very exciting. I'm looking forward to how this plays out.
When is it out?
2nd of February. The premiere is tomorrow.
That's Friday.
Yes.
Okay, to which I've been invited.
Of course. I mean, you have to be there. Being a radio icon, my son might act like, I'm just on TV, but no, with the radio.
Oh, stop.
From the Rhythm Abuja days to all the super amazing times.
Continue. Well, it's interesting to see that you brought both your worlds together, radio and movies, and also that this surrounds an industry where people are very passionate about what they do.
Yes.
I'm expecting to see plenty of buzz around that industry as well for that movie.
We're looking forward to it.
Now,
do you see the thing is, I might not get that because the world is changing. Because one of the things I was trying to rally people to do, especially radio presenters, is to say, look, this is the first Nigerian movie that's talking about this particular industry.
And how are they embracing it?
Well, let me just say it's not the easiest because, look, tough times, everybody's trying to get that money, so their focus is not necessarily on trying to
Oh, wow. So is
money
this
in
the
your
same
pockets.
payola issue now?
Not really. Not really. Let me not call them out before basically everybody else decides to give me a nasty review.
No, but I believe it's going to be fantastic.
Thanks, man.
Just looking at the, what's her name was today again?
Zainab Balogun.
Oh,
she's amazing,
She's
bro.
great. Did you specifically pick your actors yourself?
I had to get Zainab.
Okay.
Let's get Zainab. I mean, she used to be a TV presenter as well. So she's eloquent, and at the same time, she's a great actress with very her emotions, or rather the way she portrays her emotions on her face. Basically, when she's acting, effortless, and she pulled this off. I was very definitely.
Who else should we look out for in the movie?
Oh, absolutely. Shenwa Jai, Valentine Ovu is in this as well.
Valentine's in it.
There's a lady called it's her first time acting, called Ayo Myro Esse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Esse was in there.
Esse, yeah, she was in
Wow,
there.
everybody was in there, Shola.
No, I mean,
except Mazino Appeal.
Mazino Appeal, because look, if you put Mazino Appeal in there, his rider would be about 9 pages. And the budget was not so much.
In any case, this is what we're gonna do. There's a certain issue that I've always wanted to bring your way. You sure want me to bring it up right now?
Please.
Oh, we're gonna trend.
Nah.
Will you please unblock me from Instagram?
I'm working on it. No,
Yes.
there's no way I blocked it. There's no way. But you know what's funny? So I do this thing, right? I thought maybe it was like an unfollowing situation. I didn't know it was an unblocking. So I do this thing where, in my bid to just try and, like, how do I describe this? To show my displeasure. That's the best I can do. As opposed to, hey, I'm not pleased with this. I'm like, okay, let me try this. So they can feel my. Unfortunately, I've realized that I do it in the spur of the moment. And guess the bad thing.
What?
Because you've unfollowed the person, right? If you follow the person back, they know you unfollowed.
I know.
And then questions come.
I know.
So all of a sudden, I'm like,
I forgive you. It's okay.
Please. You better, please.
Shola, listen, we're looking for the best when it comes to the last call.
Thank you,
I can't wait for Friday.
Appreciate
it's going to be a big event for everybody who has touched that industry, who's still inside that industry.
Yes.
And anybody who's aspiring to be inside of that industry. Is the first of its kind. And plus, I know what your skills are like when it comes to movies. So I'm looking forward to seeing this. And I'm definitely going to make it an evening to be out there. And congratulations ahead.
Thank you, man. I hope we see you at the premiere tomorrow.
Absolutely. Oh, the premiere tomorrow. It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Ah.
So the movie releases officially on the cinemas nationwide.
Fantastic.
Friday, premiere tomorrow, for an
Fantastic.
exclusive bunch.
This is a personal invitation, so definitely, I'm
I
definitely.
mean, no, there was an email invitation. Don't let me block you on Instagram again.
Shout out Thompson, man. Thank you very much.
Hey, you're
Good to have
a rock
you
star,
over.
man.
All right, welcome back, people. Beautiful performance there by Hank Papi.
Yes, indeed.
Welcome to the kitchen.
Thank you.
Our radio.
Oh, by the way, Shola, she used to listen to you since she was 10.
Really?
Yeah, there she
That
is.
makes me feel like a
Old man.
yeah. But then again, I started radio when I was 19. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
You were phenomenal
Thank
on
you
the
so
radio.
much.
But
Thank
hey,
you so much.
I don't mean to crush here. This is Chef Georgia,
Hey, Chef
and this
Georgia.
morning she's made for you. There's fried yam with fish sauce, and there's
Okay.
boiled yam with egg sauce. So
Fantastic.
you get to choose.
Okay. So here's the amazing thing. Let
Right.
me give you guys the dopes.
You don't
right?
jump.
No, here's the interesting, super amazing. For 2 years, I've been a vegetarian.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
okay.
So is there any meat or fish in here?
No.
The egg sauce.
So
no.
this I probably have to just stay away from.
Oh, interesting.
This I
Or
won't
we
touch.
can do
Okay.
the.
I can do this
egg
one.
sauce.
Let's
Okay,
have the other one.
So we
Oh
have,
yeah, sure, absolutely. Should I help you slide that over?
We understand
Yes,
that
sir.
you guys have a relationship, but you calm down.
No.
Okay.
Be careful with the relationship.
Okay. Oh, I wasn't supposed to use my hand. Look at me already getting
No,
dirty.
you can.
Okay, use my hand. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
Here it is.
Okay, this is the yam, so.
enjoy. Yeah.
By the way, I wanted to see the yam in the bag, and this is it. Shola, while you're trying that, I just wanted to tell them what this is the yam in the bag. This is how it comes, yeah?
Yes.
Lecky yams.
How many
Yeah,
chips
this is
inside?
actually the yam chips.
The
many
yam
inside?
chips.
Right.
We don't know how many now. How can we count it?
This is yam chips.
Yeah, but the numbers should
The numbers
be
should be
there.
from, right?
Yeah.
This is actually the yam chips. So I use that one for the fried meal. And this is the steak that I use for the boiled yam.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it can pound too.
Fantastic.
Oh, you can pound
Yeah,
with
I
this
have a
one.
lot of kinds for like it's like chicken diversity used for different kind of meal.
right.
That's what.
So Shola, how's that, man?
Well, I thought you guys just wanted to sit down. I thought I was supposed to sit down and be eating. I was very
You
happy.
need to let us know what
I don't know what's going on
looks-
there.
No, it's amazing.
Oh, nice.
Fantastic.
Amazing. You know,
If you're all vegetarian, how are you able to work those muscles?
Okay.
I eat a lot of eggs.
Eggs.
Eggs, soya chunks,
Okay.
milk.
Okay.
You know, also what's it called? Greek yogurt. So yeah,
Which is very
a lot of it.
So eggs hurts.
Mazio also go vegetarian.
So Mazino cannot go vegetarian. No, but you know what? He can come off as vegetarian if you think about it. With his structure.
Shola, I accept the challenge.
Really?
Okay.
I do.
No, you know, of all people, if anybody can do that challenge, Mazino, you should be able to.
Thank you very much. Now, while he's claiming that he's vegetarian, one egg is full chicken, by the way. Listen, it's been a great show. Thank you very much, Shola, for coming through.
Hey, man, thank you for the food. Thank you very much for having
Everybody
me.
who's out there watching, and then let's give it to the guy for the final say.
We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.